Hello, boys and girls, those who bounce in between. Comrade Dankey here with another painful video to watch. I prefer watching my Jordan Peterson straight up. I prefer my Jordan Peterson just straight from the source. I don't prefer him to be associated with Bill Maher. Combining those two creates a fume of obnoxious miasma that's so disgusting and so smelly. I can't help but and my poor little dog can't help but just smell how disgusting it is. It's okay, boy. It's just Bill Maher. It's okay. It's just Bill Maher. And so with that, we're gonna watch this Real Time with Bill Maher featuring none other than the Dark Professor Jordan Peterson. Keep in mind, folks, Bill Maher parades around as a progressive, so we'll see how much of an ally he really is. This is the hashtag resistance to Donald Trump.
All right, he's embarking on a 40-city speaking tour for his new book, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. Here's a clip from his Channel 4 interview that went viral earlier this year.
And the mother of chaos betrayed the father of order, and from that was born the eternal conflict.
Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having.
In order to be able to think, sometimes you have to just say that trans people are being shitlords and wanting to put you in jail for misgendering them.
Right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
I'm gonna let my puppy out. He keeps whining.
Please welcome Jordan Peterson, Professor. Hey, great pleasure to meet you.
How you doing?
I'm a big fan, as you might have guessed, and I love what you just said, that in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. And that went viral. That made you...
That's a stupid fucking statement. Like, alright, everything's gonna be offensive to somebody, but that doesn't give you the right to say all the racist, misogynistic bullshit that Jordan Peterson says on an almost daily basis. Every time he opens his mouth, it's some reactionary crap.
Very famous. Why do you think that sparked such a reaction?
Well, because I think that what I was saying was...
These are just two wealthy white men jerking each other off on national TV, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're watching right now.
Self-evidently true, but not expressed very well very often. I mean, look, most of the time when you're discussing something that needs to be discussed, everybody's actually rather upset about it. You know, if you're actually talking about something important, right? Because why talk otherwise, unless you're just shooting the breeze? But if there's an issue at hand that has to be discussed, then people are...
Once again, big brain Jordan with the big brain statements. Obvious stuff like,
oh, important issues are going to evoke emotion.
Duh. No shit, Jordan. Jesus Christ.
Upset, and they have different viewpoints. And the offensiveness in some sense is built into that. And you know that because if you have a family, if you have a wife, if you have an intimate relationship,
we get it,
and
Jordan.
You're discussing something that's difficult, the probability that you're not going to offend each other,
we get it, Jordan.
Actually having the conversation is zero. And so you don't have to think unless you have a problem.
We get it, Jordan.
If you have a problem, then when you think, you're going to offend people. And so what, are we not going to think? That seems like a bad idea.
I would rather Jordan Peterson just keep his stupid fucking thoughts to himself than to voice them out loud and offend people. Maybe that should be a principle you should go by. Maybe that should be like the 13th rule for your life. Is like, don't say shit if you're pretty sure it's going to offend people, especially if it's stupid shit.
Why do women wear makeup in the workplace?
Yeah. You're obviously not an American. We love to not think. But you know, I used to do a show called Politically Incorrect back in the 90s, and oh, thank you. Oh, the 90s, we remember them.
Oh, jeez.
And so I was always asked, what is your definition of political correctness? And I had to come up with one. I said, it's the elevation of sensitivity over truth, which seems like what it still is, except...
How about it's just not treating people like shit? How about that? It's not using racially disparaging language or any kind of discriminatory language towards somebody or treatment towards somebody. That's political correctness, plain and simple. Bill Maher's this weird guy trying to come up with this big brain definition, this esoteric definition that doesn't fucking have any kind of material practicality. Fuck you, Bill Maher. And fuck Jordan Peterson, too. Once again, these are just two rich white guys jerking each other off.
It's worse than ever.
It's more like the elevation of moral posturing about sensitivity over truth. It's even worse.
I love how Bill Maher is just giving these fucking softball questions to Jordan Peterson. He's not grilling him at all about all the hateful shit he said.
So where did it come from? How did we get to this place where we're so fragile?
The outrage. People. See, he's conceding to Jordan all this like false narrative about the PC outrage machine and all this shit. He's not even trying to defend it. He's not even trying to say like, well, maybe people are outraged because you, Jordan Peterson, are saying hateful, bigoted shit. Once again, Bill Maher, #resistance, not doing a damn thing. If anything, he's just conceding to Jordan Peterson. He's saying, yeah, you're right. The PC outrage machine's totally stupid. I had a show in the 90s called Politically Incorrect. Hoi, 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 hoi. Yeah, that's Bill Maher, ladies and gentlemen. That's the #resistance. God help us all.
Oh, I think that you can pretty much blame it on the universities. I think that they've pursued.
It's those damn universities. You know, I always tell everybody the only university you actually need is Prager University. If you graduate from that, you'll be the smartest boy in the whole world.
Especially in the humanities and in the social sciences as well. They've pursued a policy of a radical leftist policy with an overlay of postmodernism, which kind of a literary criticism.
Oh, postmodernism.
That's produced all of this, as far as I can tell. I think you can lay a lot of it at the feet of faculties like the faculties of education. There was an article in the Chronicle of Higher Education this week that just devastated the faculty.
Once again, Bill Maher's just letting him go on this fucking monologue about how the postmodernists are taking over the universities, and he's not criticizing them at all. I have personally experienced at my humanities class in university the exact opposite. I have experienced professors that are conservative. I've experienced professors that are Christian. I've experienced professors that are liberal. Not every single professor in college and university is some radical Marxist-Leninist. Like, Jordan Peterson is just such an alarmist. And ever since I was a kid, I've been taught the same bullshit lies from the Southern Baptists that, college is where the evil, scary Marxist liberal professors will indoctrinate you with atheism. I mean, just check out the movie God's Not Dead, and that's pretty much and it's not a hyperbolic portrayal. That is really like how they portrayed college to us in church. So yeah, let's keep going with this.
Of education, taking them to task for low academic standards and for possession by ideology and for.
Oh, but Jordan Peterson's not possessed by ideology. Not at all. Not at all. Jordan Peterson's just a pure logic boy. No ideology to be had there. None whatsoever.
Basically indoctrinating people in a cult-like manner and playing identity.
Oh, but Jordan Peterson's not indoctrinating people in a cult-like manner. He doesn't have a fucking legion of fucking lobster boys. Let's go to Jordan Peterson right now. So you guys can just see what I mean. Let's just see how many fucking people are in this little cult of lobsters here. Where's the number? 134,562 heroes on the journey. Oh my god. So yeah, Jordan Peterson, a real smart big brain boy with a whole bunch of followers.
And group identity.
And no free speech. They don't seem to...
Group identity, like Jordan Peterson's group identity, what? Like incels, disheveled white men who are down in the dumps, fucking lobster boys, Pepe boys. Jordan Peterson has a very weird group focused sort of appeal.
There was an incident in Fresno State. I don't know if you.
Try introducing Jordan Peterson to your girlfriend and see if she'll still, like, think you're cool after that. Seriously, try it out. I'm sure Jordan Peterson, he's a huge hit with the ladies. You know, they just love him.
Saw this, but Barbara Bush died. Okay, some professor there tweeted something nasty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have tweeted it. She called Barbara Bush a racist and said she raised war criminals. Okay, you know, it's.
All right, she did raise war criminals. I don't know about the racist thing. I haven't researched Barbara Bush, but yeah, she did raise some war criminals. So that's kind of a statement of fact, Bill Maher. Oh, the civility. Oh, the decorum. The lack of decorum. You know, fuck off with all that liberal fucking pandering bullshit. Who cares about civility? This is politics here. Oppressed people can't afford civility. The time of civility is past, bro.
Yeah, well, the timing.
This crowd likes it,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's nasty, and she's they're considering suspending her. And here's what the president of the university said. He said this was beyond free speech. This was disrespectful. Have we
Are you kidding me? What a snowflake.
lost the thread back to knowing what free speech is? Yes, it can be disrespectful. That is covered under free speech. President of Fresno, you idiot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, and you see this too. I think where it's manifesting itself in a particularly appalling manner is in the increasing unwillingness of comedians, for example, to go on university campuses to be funny.
Oh, boo-hoo, I can't say rape jokes anymore. Oh, comedy is dead. What a bunch of once again, get over it, snowflakes. You can be funny without making rape jokes, and if you can't, well, then that says something about your lack of comedic ability now, doesn't it?
And when comedians
I'm
start,
one of them.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah, fuck them. I'm not gonna. I
Well,
call
fuck
these
you
people
too, Bill
emotional
Maher.
hemophiliacs.
You know what? I don't want some old ass hat like Bill Maher at my university either. You know, I'd rather have cool speakers like Richard Wolff. You know, somebody like that. Bill Maher, I don't think he's got anything of substance to really offer. He doesn't have anything of substance to offer to the progressive movement or the socialist, certainly not the socialist movement. This guy's a flaming liberal. The fact that he has Jordan Peterson on a show and he's willing to jerk him off in front of his massive audience of 8,153,000 viewers, you know, just goes to show, you know, who he's really willing to shill for. If this guy really cared about the platforming of progressives, trying to get their word out, he would platform, I don't know, progressives, not people like Jordan fucking Peterson. So let's keep going. Let's hear what Jordan Peterson has to say. Probably some real big brain stuff.
It's like the least little thing will make them start to bleed. But it makes me because they.
Fuck you, Bill Maher.
They're.
Again, he shits on millennials. I can't stand him. I can't stand
Their
him,
answer
folks.
is not to go into a room full of sharp objects. The answer is to make all of us wear bubble wrap.
Yeah, right.
So nothing we ever do makes them have a moment of discomfort.
Well,
It's
there's
really
also
very narcissistic.
Well, there's also this.
Oh yeah, we're the narcissistic ones, not the ones that feel entitled to say, "Oh, I should go around and be able to say whatever kind of hate speech comes into my mind and not be able to face any kind of public backlash for that whatsoever."
Idea that's promoted by the people who are protecting.
Yeah, but
those
we're
who are easily
narcissistic.
offended, that the way to make people secure is to protect them from things that they don't want to encounter, and there isn't.
We're looking at two giant narcissists here, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Peterson thinks he is just the smartest guy in the room. It doesn't matter what fucking room he's in. And then so does Bill Maher. So together these two, the smug meter just goes off the charts.
A clinician, like I'm a trained clinical psychologist, and there isn't a clinician in the country who's worth his or her.
I would hate for this guy to be my psychologist. Imagine if you were like a suicidal transgender person and you went to Jordan Peterson. He's like, well, you're suffering from a conflict between the mother of order and the father of chaos, and your whole gender condition is just a postmodern conception done by the neo-Marxists to try to destroy the West. You know, it wouldn't be very helpful now, would it?
Or salt that would ever make that claim, because you don't make people, first of all, it's hard to make people safe because life is seriously not safe.
Yes.
And the way that you make people resilient is by exposing them to things
He's a
that they're
scared
afraid of
little
and that make them
man.
uncomfortable.
Jordan Peterson's a
Voluntarily, but
scared
you
little
use
man.
exposure.
Right.
And it's a, and so, like, if you over coddle people, if you protect them from everything that's sharp, you make them dull and stupid and narcissistic, and it's a really
Well, then, in that case, you certainly shouldn't have a problem with students being exposed to Marxist and socialist literature while in universities. After all, we can't coddle these kids from Marxism and socialism. We can't shelter them from that. We can't turn them into little snowflakes that have never heard of socialism before and just shrink and shrivel away at the very mention of it. So, by Jordan Peterson's logic, shit, we should have them all reading Das Kapital. I've seen enough of this old bag. I hate both of these guys, Bill Maher, Jordan Peterson. They're both obnoxious. They both just kind of give me a headache whenever I have to listen to them longer than like 5 minutes. So I'm cutting this video short. I can't stomach liberalism, and I can't stomach Jordan Peterson even more than that. So together, it's pretty revolting. It's a revolting combination. But I just wanted to call attention to, Bill Maher. Hashtag resistance, hashtag progressive. Yeah, my ass.